What is art? How do you become an artist? People search for this every day on YouTube. How do I become an artist? And first off, I'm not even sure most of you know what an artist even is anymore. You know, I question every time I see who is winning the newest award, gets awarded. I'm like, is this is art today? This is what we're gonna call music. Okay, all right. But what is art? You know, how do you make art? A lot of the things you find on YouTube don't tell you how to become an artist. They simply tell you the technical side of how to perform a certain action, a certain kind of edit, a certain kind of look, which is important. That's mostly what I do. Very important. Not the most important thing though. The most important thing and the big giant secret of what is art. First off, there is no secret. There's no secret to what is art or how to be an artist. It's no secret. It's self-explanatory. You know this. So the first thing you need to be an artist, I can't even help you with. And you already have this. That's simply something of consequence to say. That's it. I can't help you with that. No one can help you with that. And anyone who tells you they can help you with that is a liar. Okay? They can direct you, but then that's not really coming from you, and now you're just the performer. You're not an artist. You're a performer. And I think a lot of people want to be performers. They don't want to be artists. They want to be stars. They don't want to be artists. You know, it's like Ronnie Coleman used to say, he was a giant bodybuilder. You can go look him up. He said, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but ain't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight. And that's what I see art today and artists today. Most of them are performers. You're not an artist. You're a performer. It's a vision crafted by someone else. But before we get down that road, the second thing that you need, and the only thing you really need to sort of realize, the big secret of art. What is art? It's not a secret. Art, all art, can be thought of as one sort of thought. Of course, it's what do you have to say, but it's also art is about what you allow everyone else to see. And that's it. Forget the technical aspect. Forget how do I do this sort of edit in Pro Tools. Forget how do I play this sort of chord on a guitar. Forget how do I do whatever kind of color correction in Media Composer. Forget all that. You have it up here. That's up here. That's your vision, right? All you need to do now is know what you want everyone to see. And that's the art. You can always figure out the technical aspect. That's not hard at all. That's not hard at all. There's Google. There's YouTube. You'll find how to do it. You know, don't sit around and wait to say, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. If you have the vision for it, and you know what you want to show the world, what you want to show everyone, what you want to allow everyone else to see, you have the secret of being an artist. That's it right there. That's it. But not everyone who is an artist is an artist. As I said, most people today are performers. Pop music is full of performers. They're not breaking ground. They're not doing anything new. Did Miley Cyrus do anything at all new? Anything at all groundbreaking? Did she ever say anything of consequence? Has Bruno Mars ever said anything of real consequence? Has what's her name? I don't even know. Has any rapper of today said anything of real consequence? Yeah, let's go to the club? Not of consequence. Entertainment? Not consequence. Rolling around on my 24 dubs? Entertainment? Not consequence. Not dangerous. You said nothing. You said words, but you said nothing. Not an artist. Performer. Beyonce, has she said anything of consequence ever? No. No. Most of these pop stars today, and this is the secret you don't know, they get their music produced by music houses, they get shipped over to the label, people sit around a focused group of people, certain age ranges. What kind of things do you want to hear? And they listen, okay, and they write that down. And then they all sit around a table, not the people, but the executives or the higher songwriters, and say, this is the sort of song we need. This is the sort of feel that people aged 14 to 25 want to hear. This is the image. This is the thing they find attractive. So let's put you in this box and make you attractive to what they want. Let's find the image they want, what the people want, and then we'll put our artist into that image. That's not an artist. That's a performer. That's an actor. Which is fine if that's what you want to be, but don't call yourself an artist. You're not an artist. Art is dangerous. Art is about taking chances. Art is about saying something of consequence. And I believe every single one of you, even the ones out there who are performers today, I believe you have something in you of consequence to say. Whether or not anyone agrees with it, I believe you have something inside of you that's worthwhile, that will move the needle on something. But you stay silent. You say nothing. Why? Because you're a performer. You're not an artist. You have no vision. Other people tell you what to think, what to do, and you follow the rules. You blindly follow the rules because you don't want to have to take any responsibility on your own. You don't want to be seen as not going along with the crowd. You don't want to be seen as not cool, right? But the least cool thing there is to follow the rules. That's the least cool thing there is. I don't know what happened, to music, to where people have nothing of consequence to say anymore. What popular artist out there has said anything of consequence? Anything other than complete, isolated bubble speak and talking points in the past 20 years? At least the past 10. That rap used to have something to say. Rap used to have something to say, something of consequence, something internalized that had to come out. What is it now? Shake that thing, shake that? That's what you have to say of consequence. That's your addition. That's your that's what you're going to contribute. That's what you want to choose. That's it? Really? That's what you have to say for yourself. All right. Thanks for playing the game. Next. And it seems like more and more artists are simply performers today. And it sickens me personally as a metal head, if you will, who enjoys metal. And I can see metal becoming more and more PC and safe, and they're grinding down the edges on it because I don't want to offend anyone. Don't offend anybody. Never offend. No one should ever have to be offended, ever. Because if you get offended, then you're mean. And being mean is bad. A priori, it's bad. You have no information on why it's bad. You just heard some Hollywood starlet or artist get up there in front of a microphone and tell you it's bad to be offensive. It's bad. No one should ever have to take a good hard look at themselves and what they think and what they believe and justify the things they say or believe. No one should ever have to do that because that's hard. That's triggering. That's not an artist. I'm sorry, it's not. The way I equate a lot of music today is it's like imitation cheese, or it's like fat-free cheese. You ever have fat-free cheese, which was big in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? I don't even know if they make it anymore. But fat-free cheese, it looked like cheese. It sort of felt like cheese. It was cut like cheese. It was colored like cheese. But it didn't taste like cheese. And the nutritional profile was way different than cheese. Less protein, more carbs, more sugar to make it go down easier, and no fat. So the complete opposite of real cheese. The complete opposite. You try to melt that stuff, ain't gonna melt. Turns into plastic. But people eat it. People bought it. They eat it and they bought it. Why? Because they can have more. I can have more. There's less calories. But what if you're working out? What if you're lifting heavy weights and you break down a muscle and then you fill yourself with fat-free cheese? Do you realize you're not giving your body nutrition? Do you realize you're not providing the nutrients your body needs to recover and regrow that muscle that you broke down? Do you realize that your body requires the fat in that cheese to produce testosterone and other hormones that will rebuild that muscle? Do you realize that the fat is 100% needed? That you absolutely 100% need that fat in order to grow, and you need the protein to grow that muscle. But today we have people filling up on this imitation cheese, and they're getting weak. They're losing muscle. They're tired. They keep filling up on it though, because it's popular. It's popular. Oh, it doesn't taste as good really, but it's less exerting, less exhausting. You can throw caution away because it's fat-free, right? Why do you need to count your calories or your anything? It's fat-free. I'll just have as much as I want. It's easier. It's easier to take down. But it's not real. It's not true. It's not real at all. It's imitation. And that's, unfortunately, what most music is today. Most music today is an imitation. It's researched. Words are researched. Images are researched. Focus grouped to death. Music houses make music now. Artists don't make music. Artists, quote, artists don't make music anymore. Why should they? Someone else will do it. They can spend all their time with personal trainers and surgeries and makeup artists to present just the right image. Just the right, perfect Kardashian image. With no truth, no substance, but it's perfect. Now you might say, wait a minute. You just said earlier that the secret to art was what you allow everyone to see. Just like the sculptor, what does he allow everyone to see after he's done the sculpting? He allows you to see what it is he sculpted. And you have to realize, I'm not telling you to lie. I'm not telling you to edit, to conceal. I'm actually saying the exact opposite. I'm actually saying the exact opposite. You don't edit to conceal. You edit to reveal. Do you understand? It's the mindset. This is the mindset of an artist, not the mindset of a performer. A performer's mindset is to conceal flaws. An artist's mindset is to reveal a truth or an image or something. That's the difference. I'm not telling you to edit to conceal the flaws. I'm telling you to edit to reveal the vision. Huge difference. So don't get confused when you, I'll just use the Kardashians as an example, the photoshopping, the airbrushing. Don't think that I'm saying that's the same kind of editing as editing to reveal. Editing to reveal. A Korn song, I believe it's called Daddy, from their first album. Jonathan Davis breaks down at the end of that song, and they record it, and they leave it in. That was the reveal. That was the art. Most people would cut that because that doesn't give me the image of what I want to project. That's not the false image, the nice, perfect, wonderful image of everything's happy and wonderful all the time. That's not the Instagram filter world that we see where everything is perfect. But really, what are you around? You're in lights. I have lights shining on me right now. I have a black screen behind me right now. That's what you see on Instagram. You're not seeing where a person is. You're seeing what they allow you to see. Sometimes that's needed, to get rid of distractions in a background or something. Sometimes. Other times it's to conceal, not to reveal what you're trying to show. So you don't edit. I'm not saying edit to conceal, to lie, to hide. I'm saying edit to reveal what you already know you want to say. That's the difference. It's just a different mindset. It's just a different mindset. And that's really all there is to it, man. I mean, that's really all there is to it. And that's how do you become an artist? That's how. Have something to say. And like I said, everyone has something to say. Whether it's a book or a song or a video, comedy, it may not even be any sort of a performance sort of thing. It could be being a secretary. You can be artful in that sort of job. You're a bag boy at a grocery store. You can make that an art in the way that you want to allow people to see you as a person can be reflected in your job. That can be art too. Your entire life can be an art project of not hiding or concealing, but instead revealing the truth. Honesty, something real for once in this world where everything is Snapchat filter this, Instagram filter that, fake Facebook, this and that, and everything perfect, smear on the makeup, cover all the flaws. But at the end of the day, you got to wipe all that off. And you're left with the truth. And unfortunately today, the truth is not popular. The truth is not wanted. Everything wants to be easy. And there's nothing wrong with anything easy. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a performer to make a crap load of money. Fine. Just realize you're a performer who's making a crap load of money, contributing nothing to art. And that's fine. You can work a job that is contributing nothing to society, but you can take care of your family. I'm not saying there's anything necessarily wrong with it. Just don't call yourself an artist, So that's the secret. I mean, that's the huge, giant secret to art and to being an artist is you decide. You choose what everyone else gets to see, and that's the secret, and that's all there is to it. When you're in your editing bay in Media Composer, and you're going through all your footage, very doubtful, that you will simply throw everything on the timeline and just say export. That could be your art. I mean, you could grab every color available and just throw it at the canvas. That could be your art, and it's just a big black patch. Okay. That could be your art, but in reality, most of the time it's not. In reality, in Media Composer, you're going to lose at least half of your footage. If not 60 or 70 to 80% of your footage will be deleted, will be cut, because you're cutting out to reveal the story. You're not cutting out to reveal to conceal problems. Although on a philosophical level, you are indeed concealing. But that's more of a philosophical point. It's sort of, you can't, there's no way to not conceal with an edit, right? You will always be concealing something, of course, but you're editing for time, you're editing for taste, you're editing for vision. And if you tell the story properly, and the story can be a video, a story can be a song, a story can be a poem, a story can be comedy, a story can be whatever. If you tell it properly, then that's a good edit. If your motivation to edit is simply to make yourself look pretty or perfect, then your motivation is wrong. If your motivation to edit is so I don't offend someone, your motivation is wrong. Especially if you believe it. Now, if you say something you don't believe, that's one thing. But if you want to edit things out because I might lose a follower, I might make someone angry. Who cares? Get over it. I don't care. No one cares. No one's going through this world censoring themselves for you. I don't understand why everyone else expects, me to do it for them or you to do it for them. Tell me, who's going to censor themselves for you? No one, that's who. No one's going to censor themselves for you. So why do you have to change your art to fit someone else's vision? Again, you're a performer if you do that, which is fine, but you're not an artist. So that's the answer, man. If you want to be an artist, By the way, you can use all everything I've said. By the way, is applicable to life in general, to relationships, to everything. Everything you choose, you decide what you reveal. You decide what everyone else can see, and in the order in which they see it. That's the art. And your whole life can be art. Your whole life can be about revealing the vision you want to portray. Your entire life. As long as it's about revealing the truth. You know, revealing something of consequence, saying something of consequence. Music, video, I mean, all of this stuff used to have some meaning. Used to have something of consequence, something dangerous. Like I said, man, in the 2000s, music had an edge to it, a danger to it. Danger. Chances. People took chances. Today, what do we got? Who's taking chances today? Everybody just wants to dance and party and pretend that everything is perfect. And pretend you should never be offended. And just sweep it all under the rug. Sweep it all under the rug. Never reveal the truth. That's editing to conceal. That's not art. That's simply concealing something. That's just being weak. Art is about taking chances, about being strong, about you can say some things that can make people angry. You can write some things. You can whatever, in your art. You should expect it. You should expect that. Yeah, this YouTube thing, man, with Logan Paul and PewDiePie and people I've never even watched one of their videos of ever, and people signing petitions that get them kicked off. How about this? Hit the X in the upper corner and go away. Does that work for you? Bye-bye. Leave. It seems people's instinct today is to shut down instead of adding anything because I'm offended. Well, you're shutting down art. Well, I mean, you're not going to shut down real art. Real artists will continue to always make what they want to make because real artists don't care. People who shut down and apologize, they're not real artists. They're in it for the cash. Which again, fine, make as much cash as you can. Again, cash is awesome. I can't reiterate that enough. It's awesome. But if you're going to be influenced by anyone else's opinion of what you should do, okay, but you're a performer at that point. You're an actor. You're not, and I can't say this strongly enough. You are not an artist, okay? You're a performer. It's fine, but you're not an artist. So if you want to be an artist, there you go. That's how you do it. You take your vision that you have in your head, and you decide what everyone else gets to see. The technical part, don't worry about it. Whether you're using Pro Tools or Media Composer, whatever tools you're using, as basically your chisel, as your chisel to hack away at that hunk of marble, to reveal your vision just the way you want, which is what these programs are. I mean, Media Composer and Pro Tools, that's what they are. That's what other DAWs or NLEs are. They're your hammer, they're your chisel, they're your canvas and your brush. You paint with the colors of sound or image, and you mix it together and you cut out the things that don't conform to the vision that you see, that you want to portray. That's what these programs are. And if you think of them like that, they're a lot less daunting, okay? Because these programs can be very daunting. Technology can be daunting, but if you look at things as an art palette, as a way for you to expose your ideas to the world, they'll be a lot less intimidating for new people, And as long as you have the vision, as long as you know what you want to do, how to do it is the easy part. How to do it, anybody can learn Media Composer. Anybody can learn Pro Tools. Anybody can learn the processes of how to edit. That's not hard at all. You'll get it. It might take time, but you'll get it. What no one can teach you, though, is the attitude and the vision and the strength and the confidence of knowing who you are and knowing what you want to say. No one can teach you that. You have to come to that of your own, if you ever do. There may be people who disagree with me and say, oh, it's great that art is being softened. Okay. That's your opinion. Back it up. Prove it, I would say. But I would say that's not an artist. I would say you've been misled into thinking that everything has to be about you and that other people, their opinions don't matter or whatever. Everything has to be soft and focus grouped to death. Only use words that people like. Only use the focus grouped, conclusions. So everybody likes you. Everybody has to like you. No, they don't. No, they don't. So if you want to be an artist, if you really want to be an artist, that's how you do it. Like I said, I think most of you just want to be performers. I think most people just want to be performers and have cash, because cash equals safety, Cash, safety, and freedom of some kind. That's a performer, If you just want to perform, that's great, but look at it through the lens of being a performer. Look at it through that lens. If you try to look at being a performer through the lens of an artist, you're really just going to frustrate yourself, and you're going to end up doing so much stuff that you don't need to do because you're never going to do it, and you're never going to use it. Someone else will fill in your vision for you. Don't try to sit there and think of, how do I write lyrics to this? You don't know, and you'll never know because you don't have the mindset. You're a performer. You're not a writer. You're not a videographer. You're not a musician. You're a performer. Go perform. Do your thing. Perform. Just realize you're fat-free cheese. You're imitation cheese. You're not dangerous to anyone. You don't push, you don't push the needle forward at all. You don't offend. You don't enlighten. You don't provide new colors to the world. What have you done? Nothing. Nothing. You've just reiterated base things and feelings that every human already has and knows. That's what you've done. But if you want to be an artist, you got to have a vision. And it can all be deduced down to the idea of all art is about you deciding what you allow everyone else to see. That's the big secret.